Okay, guys, good morning. So, we are going to pick up where we left off in the last video. Last video, we finished up with page 254 in chapter 10, Properties and Disorders of the Hair and Scalp. And y'all, I have to excuse my voice this morning. I'm dealing with allergies. So, we're going to start with on page 255, discussing the hair growth. Two main types of hair are vellus and terminal. Vellus, or you'll hear it more often called lanugo, is the short, fine, unpigmented, downy hair. It never has a medulla or a melanin, and it helps in the efficient evaporation of perspiration. So you're going to find that on your eyelids, on your forehead, and on like a bald scalp. It's really, really fine. It doesn't really have any color. There's not a lot to it. Terminal hair is the long coarse hair found on the scalp, legs, arms, and bodies of males and females. Hormonal changes during puberty cause some areas of fine vellus hair to be replaced with a thicker terminal hair. So, like where men will start to get chest hair, back hair, all of that. The little peach fuzz that they had as young men will then go away. Let's see here. In occurrences of male pattern baldness, this is going to be the last sentence in terminal hair. Make sure you highlight it. The follicles stop making terminal hair and revert back to producing the vellus type. Okay? Now then, we're going to go on to growth cycles of hair. Make sure you highlight the first sentence, please. The average growth rate of healthy hair on the scalp is about 1/2 inch per month. Make sure you know that. That is a test question. The average growth rate of healthy hair on the scalp is about 1/2 inch per month. All right, your growth rate will vary. Now then, there are 3 phases of hair growth: anagen, catagen, and telogen. Okay? Moving on to 256. The anagen, the growth phase. Okay? Make sure you know anagen is a growth phase. That is where new hair is produced. Okay? Highlight in that paragraph, the anagen phase generally lasts 3 to 5 years, but can last as long as 10. All right, so anagen, new hair produced, can last 3 to 5 years, up to 10, all right? Catagen is the transition phase, and that is between the growth and the resting phase of hair, okay? Catagen lasts 1 to 2 weeks, right? 14 days max, 1 to 2 weeks. Telogen is the resting phase. It's the final phase of the hair growth cycle. Now then, this will last 3 to 6 months until the hair is shed, okay? So your whole entire body is going to shed hair over time, whether it be your eyelids, your eyelashes, your peach fuzz, your hair on your head, your legs, whatever, your hair will shed, okay? On average, the entire growth process repeats itself once every 4 to 5 years. So it's going to take 4 to 5 years for the entire process to go through again. Now then, the last paragraph, telogen, in the resting phase. Make sure that you highlight the next to last sentence. Minoxidil and finasteride are the only treatments that can be scientifically proven to increase hair growth and are approved for that purpose by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Okay? Minoxidil and finasteride are the only treatments. Okay? Other ones that claim to help hair growth and all these other things, they have not been approved by the FDA. That is a question. Okay, that is a question. Make sure you understand that. Put a star by it, highlight it, note it, do what you got to do, okay? Normal hair shedding, you'll lose up to 100 hairs per day. Average 75 to 100, give or take, okay? Eyebrow hairs and eyelashes are replaced every 4 to 5 months. Okay, moving on to bottom of 256, growth patterns. Make sure you highlight a hair stream is the hair that flows in the same direction. A whorl is hair that grows in a circular or a swirl pattern. So a lot of times you'll see it in the back. You might see it on the side. You know, you'll see where people's different growth patterns will go in circular. Especially with, I've got a lot of men with textured hair, curly hair. Their growth patterns are a little bit different. A cowlick, that is a tuft of hair that stands straight up. That is this. This beautiful thing right here is a cowlick, right there. So if my hair were any shorter, and you can see how it is right now, it would stand straight. It would stand straight up, okay? And that's because of the way that it grows. It grows straight up instead of out and over. All right, myths and facts about hair growth. You can read through that, okay? All right, now then, moving on to 258, the emotional impact of hair loss. Okay. You'll notice that stereotypically it'll say men will bald more than women. So this goes through here and it says, although the medical community does not always recognize hair loss as a medical condition, the anguish by those who suffer abnormal hair loss is very real and often overlooked. This is a sensitive subject, and if you haven't had this in your chair yet, you will. Results from a study that investigated perceptions of bald and balding men showed that compared to men with hair, bald men were perceived as less physically attractive by both sexes, less assertive, less successful, and less personally likable, older than their actual age by the average of 5 years. Okay, so please take into account when you have someone that is balding or they are starting to go bald, a lot of times that's a very, very sensitive subject. A lot of people aren't just thrilled about losing their hair, okay? So please be mindful of that. Now then, identifying the types of abnormal hair loss, okay? Abnormal hair loss, alopecia. Make sure you know that, okay? Make sure you know that. Abnormal hair loss is called alopecia. Now then, there are different types of alopecia, but abnormal hair loss in general is called alopecia. Make sure you know that, please. Okay. On down to androgenic alopecia is hair loss that occurs as a result of genetics, age, and hormonal changes that cause the miniaturization of terminal hair, converting it to vellus hair. Okay? Now then, alopecia prematura is when you lose hair prematurely. That is when you lose hair before 40, teens, 20s, 30s. That's prematura, okay? Now then, alopecia areata is an autoimmune disorder that causes the affected hair follicles to be mistakenly attacked by the person's own immune system, which stops hair growth at the anagen phase. Okay? It's characterized by falling out of hair in round patches, which creates bald spots and can progress to scalp hair loss, known as alopecia totalis. Okay? And that is the complete body hair loss. Alopecia universalis. Okay?